All right, guys, time for another top 10. Um, this time I'm going to do my top 10 favorite Tom Hanks movies. Tom Hanks is probably my favorite actor from his early days in comedy and all the way up to the stuff he's doing today, more of the serious stuff. And um, so, anyways, Tom Hanks, favorite actor. So, a couple honorable mentions. I like the Dan Brown books with Robert Langdon as the main character. Tom Hanks does a bunch of films. Um, Not the best adaptation of the books, but I really like Tom Hanks and I like the series. So, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Inferno, those are all kind of honorable mention films for him. Don't like his hair in it. It's kind of weird, but that's okay. Um, Last honorable mention is Turner and Hooch from 1989. I think the lesson learned from that, it's a great movie, but the lesson learned is don't kill the dog. Good Lord, don't kill the dog. But they did. So, anyways, all right, top 10. Um, Number 10 is 2004's Lady Killers. He played a really offbeat character. They were robbing a bank. It was kind of they were pretending to be a band and down in this basement. He had a really weird character. They were all odd characters, but it's a good movie. Number 9, I think it was one of his first Academy Awards for Best Actor, Philadelphia. Denzel Washington. He started as a AIDS patient that was fired. Denzel got hired to defend or to file suit against his employer for discrimination for AIDS. Number 8, 1986's Money Pit with Shelley Long. Again, John Candy in it as well. What a great! Oh, I just loved this movie as a kid. I was probably about 11 years old, and I just thought that was the funniest and greatest movies at the time. Just the house and all the antics and stuff like that. Number 7, 1985's Volunteers. That's with John Candy and Rita Wilson, who I think was or became his wife after that movie. They were like, he was a playboy trying to avoid some gambling debt or some debt, and he hopped on a plane with the Peace Corps or AmeriCorps Peace Corps and ended up going over to this African or Asia or South American country, Amazon, and he was a volunteer and all the antics that went along with that. Number 6, Splash, with Daryl Hannah and Eugene Levy as the scientist, and that was the mermaid, where he was a little boy. He was fear of water, and he got rescued by a mermaid, and it ended up being Daryl Hannah's character in Splash, and it was a love story. Number 5 was 1984's Bachelor Party, just a good, funny movie. Kind of raunchy as a kid. I kind of liked it. I was only 9 years old at the time. 1994's Forrest Gump, number 4. Funny story there. My wife and I, we went to a Pauly Shore movie at the theater and liked it. I mean, we're Pauly Shore fans. But then we thought we're gonna never done it before, but we skipped. We went to the Pauly Shore movie and then we snuck into Forrest Gump between shows or afterwards and watched Forrest Gump. And you just get done watching a Pauly Shore film, and then you watch Forrest Gump, and it's one of those movies I didn't want to end. He got a second Academy Award win there for Best Actor, Best Film, I think too. But it was a great film. He had so many different. Just watching his character kind of grow throughout the film was really good. Number 3, The Burbs. I like The Burbs. He was with Corey Feldman, and he was just making fun of suburbia. The weird neighbors move in and they think there's a dead body, and the neighbors get all worked up and they break into the house to try to prove that there's a dead body, and in the end they do discover some remains. But it's just Tom Hanks slowly kind of going mad. Number 2, I liked his old comedies. I really did. Number 2 was Joe versus the Volcano with Meg Ryan. I think Meg Ryan had I'd say 2 or 3 different characters, maybe more, in that movie. But anyways, he was a man that was convinced he was dying, and he was going to get paid to sacrifice himself to these Orange Crush volcano worshipping islanders, and it was all a trick, and he wasn't dying, but he kind of this depressed office working individual, and then he meets the Meg Ryan's character, and slowly falls in love and realizes there is a reason to live, and then he realizes it's all fake. He wasn't actually dying. But it's another love story comedy. And the number one movie, Tom Hanks movie of mine, would be Saving Private Ryan. Just an amazing movie from the, opening minutes of the D-Day invasion, all the way through to Tom Hanks' unfortunate death in that movie. I had Matt Damon, Sizemore, Vin Diesel, Edward Burns. I'm sure I'm missing some, but huge cast of characters on that one. I think everybody knows Saving Private Ryan. He was a captain, or um, Tom Hanks' character was a captain, had to lead a small group of soldiers to go save Matt Damon's character. He was one of the last surviving brother of several brothers. I think it's not really loosely based, but I think it was inspired by the Sullivan brothers from Waterloo. They all died um, in service of their country, and kind of that, everybody go save the last brother, which is Matt Damon's character. But Saving Private Ryan, great movie. My grandfather was he landed Utah Beach during the D-Day, so not on Normandy, but he landed on Utah Beach, and he never talked too much about it. But I read his diary from that time period, and just amazing how these guys could just drop the front end of those boats and charge into all the gunfire and the bombs, and so many of them died, and but just amazing opening scene, how brutal that was. So there you go, my top 10 favorite Tom Hanks movies. Number 1, Saving Private Ryan, Versus the Volcano, The Burbs, Forrest Gump, Bachelor Party, Splash, Volunteers, The Money Pit, Philadelphia, and 2004's Lady Killer. So there you go, the top 10. Thanks, guys.